Law of the bedroom, number 12. Guys, I want you to develop these innate qualities about you. Okay, here they are. Protection, strength, instincts, eye contact, and more. Protection. I want you to protect her in every way. Keep your eyes and ears open, your radar up, and really listen to her and what's going on around her. She may call out to you, use gestures, even leave clues that, as guys, we're not picking up. But are we listening? Protection is key. Strength. Show an internal, confident strength that needs no explanation or discussion. If she sees it in you, she will feel it. Demonstrate this by how you look at her, how you touch her, in the things you say to her. Strength is not always about muscle. Instincts. Cultivate and listen to your instincts, that voice inside of you when it comes to those unspoken signals and emotional messages you receive from her. Trust yourself on this. If she's not happy, you should sense it and take the initiative to talk about it. Ask her how she's feeling or if you can help. Then let her speak and listen with your head and your heart. But this is very important to cultivate these instincts. I know in my own life, many times, I would pick up on a cue or some kind of sign or a sigh or a lack of spoken word or something, the choice of words said or not said. And I would just say right out loud, I said, "Are you okay? Tell me about it. What's going on?" It's going to come out eventually. You might as well just spill the beans. Tell me what's on your mind. What's troubling you? Go on. Tell me more. Uh-huh. I thought so. I thought something was wrong, wasn't there? How did you know? Well, it's my job to stay in tune and check you out and make sure you're okay. Eye contact. Good eye contact with the gal you have in your life is significant. If you want to be a better listener, better talker, and cultivate a more convincing presence, look her straight in the eye. It's the easiest indication for her to show her how interested you really are and how everything's going with what it is she's sharing with you. Keep your eyes on the prize, which is her, at all times. Have you ever noticed the first time a woman speaks to a man, her eyes generally have no problem just looking him straight right into his? And yet, the man usually, his eyes, they usually go to check her up and down and sideways and, start at the bottom and look at, kind of stop in the middle area. Surveys tell us that many women find that once-over glance to be kind of discomforting in spite of what, you might think, us as guys. They'll be asking themselves, is he listening to me? What is he looking at? I'm up here, not down there. Now, there's nothing wrong with appreciating that a woman is beautiful. She looks gorgeous. Oh, I want to check her out up and down, top to bottom. But if you send her the wrong message with your eyes, you could find yourself unappreciated. Using your eyes to speak for you can be very seductive. Be sure you are saying what she wants to hear, not just what you think most women want to hear, but what she wants to hear. She wants to hear honesty and genuineness and straightforwardness and just, what's on your mind? Speak it. No BSing. No beating around the bush. Become a great listener. Listen to what she is saying. Don't count on reading her lips or her mind, per se. You can't have great anything unless you have great conversations. Couples who are more open to each other emotionally and talk things out have more sex and enjoy it more. Their sex life has the most powerful force of all behind it, the longing for emotional connection and conversation, and both of them listening to each other. Just as important, having great conversations requires that each person be a great listener. Watch the way her mouth moves to accentuate every sound. Oh, love looking at those lips. Oh. Imagine every one of her words and how they are connected. Watch her smile when she knows that you appreciate her contributions and you are fully focused on what she is saying. Here's a little quote. I never knew how to worship until I knew how to love. Yes, I worship the gal I'm with, but it's because I love her. Good stuff. More traits to develop. Become her servant. Now check this out. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. You could actually say it like this. Honey, make me your servant. And she might reply, no, dear, make me your servant. Then you both shout out loud, let us serve each other. And it sounds a little silly, but trust me, it goes a long way towards keeping the fun and the love in the relationship. If your goal is to please her, and it's not so much to please yourself all the time, but you both serve each other. I am your servant. I will serve you. And she does the same. You serve each other. That's cool. Protect motherhood. You know, motherhood could simply mean the act of raising children, and yet it affects all of us like the unique pattern of curves and ridges on a baby's fingertip. As differently as men and women are wired, both can experience feelings and natural inclinations toward nurturing while physically and emotionally caring for a loved one. If she is the mother of your children, respect that and admire her for what she brought into this world with your help, of course. If she is the mother of children that are not yours, respect her still as a mom. She has a tough job on her shoulders to pull off every single day. And protecting that element of motherhood, she may not have any children. She may not want them right now, but look out for her. You know, in somewhere in this book, talk about looking out for her, being aware of her surroundings, protecting her. That's protecting motherhood. 2 years later, she may want to have kids, and you looked out for her. You protected her. You didn't take her down the road of drinking a lot, drinking heavy and smoking and polluting the body. Keep that body healthy. Lead by example. I talk about this later. You, guy, you, me, we got to eat right. We got to take care of our bodies for all the right reasons. Impress her. Do things for her and with her because you love her and you want to spend time with her. Be innovative and create opportunities to share your love, even if it's just a walk in the park. Maybe down to some local Italian restaurant for a little tiramisu. Who knows? Surprise her with your presence. Come home early from work. Meet her in some place that she's never expected you before, but you'll both enjoy. Make it your finest hour or longer. Sensitivity. The old question from your gal is, does this make me look fat? This is the best time for you to demonstrate your sensitivity by responding with what she wants to hear. Well, you know, honey, I really do like that dress, and it looks good on you. Now, if she has you at gunpoint, I would still recommend that you still choose your words wisely. Sensitivity is critical. You know, women are already critical of themselves. The last thing they need is for their man to be critical of them. And I've heard horror stories of men saying things to their gal, and it just sends their gal crying, or it just crushed her on the inside. Her heart just got flattened like a pancake. So by nature, you know, men often bury their feelings in an attempt to conform to social pressures and as a way of dealing with the feelings that they themselves struggle with to understand. But what women really want is a man who is a little sensitive, can understand their needs, and it's really that simple, guys. Just tune in, check in. How you doing? Are you okay? Well, what would you like to talk about? How would you like me to respond to this? I can tell you the truth, but I'd also like to say, you know what? I think it looks great. Or maybe it doesn't look great, and you want my honesty. So do you want my honesty, or what do you want? Just be open, communicate. Take your time. It stands to reason. If you take something slowly, it will have more of a lasting effect. Remember when you took driver's education? Remember when you were finally able to navigate the freeway with confidence and ease? Studies tell us that it's not just the time that's a factor in having a good relationship, but what happens during that time, when the flames of passion die down, it's the emotional quality of the relationship that will keep the ignition going. Expectations. Begin to develop a new set of standards for yourself. Don't waste your time with a woman who doesn't respect and appreciate you. Examine yourself first. Are you expecting too much or too little? The first rule should be not to expect more from that other person that you might expect of yourself. Expectations should be realistic, fair to both of you. That's so true. What to do? When you don't get what you deserve, then step away. Take a closer look at the warning signs. If she generally does not respect your abilities or your judgment, the problem could be with one or both of you. That's why it's important to examine what's working and what's not. If you both attempt to correct the issues, then maybe you should both move on. No matter how attractive a woman might be willing to step away from her if you're not being respected. Right now, there's a woman just wanting and waiting to meet you. A really nice woman. A woman who will respect you, support you, and give you the things that you need in life. You want this kind of woman. Self-confidence. Your perception of yourself has an enormous impact on how others perceive you. Perception is the reality these days of what people think matters most to some degree, especially the woman you care for. Imagine having the self-confidence to fearlessly do anything you set your mind to, or wherever you are, or whatever you want to do. That's sexy. Show your gal that you are a guy who knows what he wants. You have goals, ideas for your future. You run your own life the way you see fit. Develop your mind to match the thinking in harmony with that of your honey doll. Do all that you can do to find similarities, common interests, and loving chemistry in all the things you do together. Each of you should be able to predict one another's moves, your thoughts, and your actions. When you move, she moves, and vice versa. You both truly are one. And lastly, grow to expect these new changes to take place within you every single day. I have a saying, there is no hope, in my vocabulary. You hope for things that are outside of your control, like, I hope the flowers made your day. You have no control over that. So it's okay to hope there. But when it comes to you, there is no hope. There is only will. Because you have control over that which you choose to change. So expect these positive changes to take place inside you for a better, stronger, more confident you in and around the woman you love. Starting right now.